Hey y'all, welcome back to the Media Fusion Podcast. That's Andrew, I'm Alex, and today we got a special video for you guys. We're going to do a review on the new movie, Him. It just came out this past weekend. We had the opportunity to watch it, so we're going to do a spoiler and a non-spoiler review on this video, alright?
Yes, sir.
Alright, so we're first going to do our non-spoiler section for the movie, so I'll kick it off to my co-host, Andrew. He'll do the quick synopsis of the movie.
Okay, so the story's about the main character, Cameron Cade, played by Tyreek Withers. And he's like this young up-and-coming football star, and he gets the dream opportunity to go and shadow and train with his idol, played by Marlon Wayans. His character's name's Isaiah White. And from there, it's a descent into madness as he starts to discover things are not quite as they seem, as Isaiah becomes more erratic with like his training regimen and stuff like that, as he pursues his goal to greatness and to get a contract with the major sports team league. So that's just like a quick synopsis about the film. So what do you think about the movie?
I thought it was solid. It's not what I thought it was going to be. Maybe a little bit from the marketing. They kept pushing this movie like if it was directed by Jordan Peele. When it's not. Yep. It's just produced by his company. So like I went into that mindset as like, maybe some of the same vibe, like a Get Out, a Us, a Nope. And I did see some similarities, and like I enjoyed the movie for what it was. Like the cinematography was great too, of like some of the visuals they were showing. I thought the acting was great, but I felt like the story could have been fleshed out just a little bit more, especially the ending. The ending just really came up like abruptly. I felt
for sure.
Because the movie's pretty short. It's only like an hour 36, which for nowadays that's a pretty short. I mean, it used to be the norm back in the day, but now it's like rare to get a movie that short.
For sure.
But I enjoyed it for what it was. Like to me, it's like nothing to brag about, but still like a good time. Like, you go watch it. Everyone is gonna form a different opinion on it, especially like kind of like the meanings and like the level of like storytelling they're trying to tell. Of like, oh yeah, this thing connects with this thing. It just really depends how much knowledge you have on the topic of what they're trying to tell.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, I'd say for me, I personally liked it, but like after seeing the movie, I've seen some of like the feedback online, and people hate this movie. Like almost every review I see, people are like, "What is this movie?"
You serious?
This movie's garbage, like waste of time, waste of space, something like that. I'm like, damn, I didn't think it was that bad, But yeah, I enjoyed it. I think since seeing it last Thursday, my score of it has gone down a little bit. I think at first I had it like at 4.5. I think I'm sitting at a 4, and I think that could drop down to like maybe 3.5. But right now it's sitting at like a 4 out of 5. But I still enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the cinematography and stuff like that. They had some cool eerie shots because it's a psychological horror thriller or something like that. So just like the different scenes where the main character, played by Tyreek, is kind of like going through his trials and tribulations as he starts to train with Isaiah, and he sees like the true person that Isaiah is. I thought that was really cool, but I definitely feel like Marlon Wayans, he definitely carried the hell out of his film. He was acting his ass off in this movie.
For sure.
Every time he was on screen, I couldn't get enough. Just like it's the way he played his character Isaiah, just like was so perfectly well. And Tyreek did his thing too. He was acting really well in this movie. I saw a lot more range in his character in this movie than say I saw in like I Know What You Did Last Summer remake or reboot or prequel or sequel.
It was a sequel. It was a sequel.
Okay. Sequel, which we didn't need, but everyone did their thing and stuff like that. Like you were saying, I feel like the movie kind of falls short at the end. I feel like they rushed it a little bit too much at the end. I feel like if they had like another like 30 minutes to like flesh out the ending of the story a little bit more, to like hit some more notes, to like fill in some more of that like backstory lore about what was going on, it would have fleshed the story out a little bit more. But who knows what happened during production, during the writing of the script, why things feel like they were a little bit rushed. But definitely enjoyed it and stuff like that. It's not like the worst movie I've seen this year or in the last few years we've seen, but it's definitely sitting pretty low on the scores. I think Rotten Tomatoes has like a 23% or something like that, which is pretty low for a film.
Damn, that's pretty bad.
And almost pretty much everyone else I've seen just is pretty much shitting on the movie. So, but hey, different strokes for different folks. So that's pretty much my thoughts on the movie.
I mean, for like the movie was also pretty funny. It had some funny comedic moments for sure. We'll talk about that in the spoilers of certain scenes that came up. that had me dying. But
Yep.
yeah, I think Marlon Wayne did great. He was probably
Mm-hmm.
my favorite aspect of the movie as well, because you mostly see him in like comedic roles. So seeing him like
Mm-hmm.
more in a serious role, like I know he's done some. He did like he played the father in the the French Prince of Bel Air remake that they did on
Okay.
Peacock. He played the father of in that, and he
He
did.
also played he was a junkie in Requiem for a Dream. That was a
Mm.
really serious movie, but he acted his ass off in that movie too.
Yeah, so he definitely has the range because like his next
Mm-hmm.
movie is a Scary Movie 6, but like he did more
Yep.
of a serious role this time around. So it just shows that Marlon Wayne has some good range. And then yeah, Tyreek Withers. I mean, he's an upcoming actor for sure. You're slowly seeing him. He did 2 movies this year already. So yeah, he's slowly like getting more eyes on him. And I mean, you can see why. I mean, he's definitely a good actor as well. I feel like you saw like the emotion and stuff like in his like face throughout the whole film, like because the way that the story is structured is like by days. That's why
Yep.
it's so like it's not the chapter way, but it's still like a little bit. Whereas like day 1, they do because he goes for the camp for a week. Because that's like in the trailers, it said like, yeah, you're gonna come out here with me in the middle of nowhere, and you're just
Yep.
like, if someone invited me, like, yo, come to my mansion in the middle of the like the desert,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna be like, yeah, I'll be like,
Give me your cell phone.
you're not taking my phone, dude.
No way.
No, but yeah, like the story also like from the trailers alone, it has like the meaning of like if someone who sells their soul for fame and fortune, and you kind of got that from the vibe and some of the shots of
Yep.
him holding like the footballs and just blood all over him in that one shot in the trailer.
Yep.
And
Also
then,
deals
yeah,
with, I would say, like greatness, what it takes to be like a great goat in like a sport and stuff like that, and like the dedication and perseverance and like the sacrifices you have to make to get to that point and maintain that. And it was definitely pretty cool, like the story wise, I would say. The deeper meanings and so that maybe it wasn't too deep, maybe that's why people don't like it. Maybe it was like a bit too much on the nose and not like too layered too deeply, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good overall.
yeah, and then I definitely had some horror elements to it as well. Yeah,
Yep,
like there was
yep.
a couple of jump scares. So if you're someone who's like, does this movie have jump scares? It has a couple, just a couple.
Mm-hmm.
None of them to get me though, because like usually when it comes to horror movies, I'm always like,
Yeah, you get scared.
Holy mackerel, mister. You scared the jeepers out of me.
yeah, those jump scares do
get ya.
get me. Yeah, they do get me. But this one didn't have any that bad. I was like, all right, yeah. It was more like the eerie vibe because you're in the middle of nowhere in this mansion, and you're just following his like our main character. You're just following basically his eyes. But so you gave it a 4.5, but you're leaning more to a 4 now.
Yeah, 4.
I was at a 3.5 when I finished it,
Okay.
but now I'm at a 3.
Okay.
Like when I reviewed it on Letterboxd, I just gave it a 3.
Okay.
So that is our non-spoiler review for him.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, pretty solid, pretty solid. Now we're gonna move on to spoilers. So
Let's go.
where would you like to start from this movie?
I say we just start at the beginning. So the beginning movie opens with the main character, played by Tyreek. His character's name's Cameron.
Yeah.
It shows him. He's like a young boy watching a football game with Isaiah White when he's going to be heading towards the GOAT status. I don't know if he has like 8 rings at that point.
At
or
the
has,
time,
like,
he only had 1 ring,
okay.
and then he had the injury, and then he won it 7 after
yeah.
the injury,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
that
Crazy.
injury, dude.
Yeah.
You see the bone sticking out.
Yeah. Yeah, because you see him. He's a kid watching the football game with his dad and his mom.
His
and I think
family's in the
someone else.
background,
His
yeah.
family, pretty much. And he's watching it, and they're like, they think Isaiah's like the GOAT. That's like their guy. That's their
They're Tom Brady.
main
They're
dude.
they're Patrick Mahomes. Yeah.
And he falls, and the people on the TV is like, "Oh, he got injured." So you think it's just like a ACL tear or something like that, but they pan back to the screen, and like, dude's bone is sticking out, and there's blood everywhere. My legs! And I was like, "Damn!" But from there, like, he's able to like come back from that injury, which is crazy, and win like 7 wings, and so he has 8 in total, and he's like the GOAT pretty much. But at that point, young Cameron's watching, and his dad's like, "Oh, so are you him? Is that gonna be you?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's gonna be me." And pretty much it instills like that his character arc and story about how he wants to become great to like impress his father from that young age as a boy and stuff like that. So from there, like, skips forward in time where he's like a young man. He's probably like 25, 24 or something like that. And he just comes back from playing in college, and he goes back to his hometown, and everyone's like, oh yeah, you're gonna get the contract, you're gonna get the deal, you're the GOAT and stuff like that. And he's believing it, and he's out like at his old like high school like field throwing balls and stuff like that. And from there, he like has this weird interaction where he's like throwing the footballs at the goalpost, and he hits both sides of the goalpost, and he sees one of the balls is like spitting on the ground, so he walks over to pick it up. But like as he picks it up, some guy's behind him like in a mascot costume and hits him over the head with like the hammer.
Yeah,
so he gets like severe
right there.
brain trauma and so that. Yeah, cold clocks him. So that was very random. I was not expecting that at all.
It was one of the jump scares because you like.
Yep.
He goes to pick it up, and then once the camera pans like back to the shot of him standing, you see the guy behind him.
Open the door! Surprise, bitch!
Yep.
And
Definitely a little bit
clocks
kind of
him,
random.
bro.
Clocks
Ugh.
him, dude. And you see this guy has this giant gash with staples in his temple and stuff like that. Then from there, he's very worried that that injury is gonna like derail his whole plan, his whole life goal of getting a contract and stuff like that. So he's definitely stressing. His family's like, oh no, you're cool, you got it, you know. So from there, he gets an opportunity to go train with his idol, Isaiah White. And so he drives out to this compound. I think they filmed it in New Mexico. So he's driving out there, and he's in this back of this vehicle. And so like Isaiah White lives like on this giant like compound in the middle of the desert, but like outside the compound gates, there's like these like people that like treat him like a god or like this deity. So they're out there like in like RVs and trailers, and they're all dressed up, and they're all like, oh, they have signs, he's the god, he's the GOAT. And they run up to like the car thinking it's him, but they see that it's not him. So this lady like spits on the window and stuff like that. Super crazy. So basically, Cameron gets to the facility in this giant compound, and he meets Isaiah White, who takes his cell phone. He's like, okay, basically, you get like to train with me for like a week because I'm about to retire because my contract ends at the end of this year.
One
And
more
if,
year.
like, you're good enough, they'll basically the team will sign him, and he'll take his spot. Then ideally become the new GOAT of like the league.
Yeah, that was really the first half or the first third of this movie. Just meeting Cameron. You got introduced like his kind of like a little bit of his family aspect. He has a loyal girlfriend that he's been with since high school. His brother, and then you see him like go through that process of like him having his injury, and is like, oh, is he still gonna make it to the league? Is he gonna go to the league? Because like of his brain injury, everyone's talking about it. He decided to skip on trials because he's like, I don't need to. I have 4 years of like footage you can see. And then he gets to that compound, and immediately you feel like the eeriness of like, oh shit, like he has his rings there. He's seeing like, and then when he gets to the room where he meets Marlon's character, you see like a bunch of like dead animals, and you're like,
I'm in danger.
Yep.
you're like, whoa.
Yeah. He's doing like leather or like taxidermy or something like that. He's
Yeah.
like skinning animals and stuff like that, being weird. And from there, he's like, okay, so this is it. You know, it's time to lock in. Then like each of the days has like a theme. I'm trying to remember the first day, but it was like dedication, leadership,
Let's see
stuff
if
like that.
let's see if they show it or they have it. Him movie.
But on one of the first days, he's running these drills where he's got to like throw like the football while making plays. Then he like starts to show like a little bit of weakness because they would like kind of run through the desert, and he couldn't keep up with Isaiah's character, and he falls on the ground, and he starts like hallucinating because like when he got hit in the head, he starts to like disassociate a little bit, and he has like these weird like states where he like hallucinates things that are not happening and stuff like that. Then so like they go back to the compound, and he's like trying to take a breather. Then like Isaiah White's like, he brings in like all these like tough looking guys, and like the main character Cameron, he's like, who's that? He's like, oh, there's some free agents without nothing to lose. And so he's like, oh no, I ain't no bitch. So he gets up and starts to run the drills, but during one of the drills he misses one of the passes. So Isaiah's character takes a volunteer from one of the free agents, and he takes him and he has him stand in front of like one of those football launchers and stuff like that. And Cameron's a little confused. He's like, okay. So he throws another pass during the play, and he misses. And Isaiah's like, oh, that's too bad. Hit him. So like his handler or one of his like lackeys loads a football into the launcher and launches it into the guy's face, and just like drills him. There's blood everywhere, and so basically every time he misses a pass in the play, this guy just gets drilled in the face with a football. And so like he starts to get more and more intense. Like he starts to get mad at like the free agents because they're not catching the balls and stuff like that. And this guy's just getting drilled in the face. Then eventually, at the end of it, Isaiah's like, "Oh, it's not about them, it's about you. Everything falls on the quarterback." And like he's such an intense character. I noticed that like during a lot of his rants, he wasn't blinking at all. He would just be staring at the camera, and he would like finally blink once he like gets out of that like mode he gets it and stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty interesting because I was not expecting that, the way he was like treating like these lackeys and stuff like that, like they're just like pieces of meat and stuff like that. Like
that's when you started noticing cracks for sure.
Yeah.
Because like there's 7 days, and like at first it's normal. You're doing normal football drills, running, cardio, exercise. You see the little hints of like Marlon's character getting blood drawn. He's like, I take this later to get more hype. He's in the ice bath. He's getting more like, the coaches are waking him up every time, like at 6 a.m. Hey, wake up!
Yeah.
So it's just, it seems normal, and then slowly you start noticing cracks falling apart, like you said with the football. Because that guy volunteered. He was like, I'll volunteer, and like immediately stands in front of the football just to get domed right there.
Yep.
And it just, he kept missing. That was like day 2, I believe.
Yep.
We get to like day 3, and it's just more training. That's where you see him like headbutt one of the other players. He's getting more in the zone. He's like, what are you willing to sacrifice? He's like, everything. I'm willing to sacrifice everything. And it's like, you have to sacrifice basically who you are as a person. You have to give it all up. Eventually, like at nighttime, Marlins has a wife who's played by
Julia Fox?
Yeah, she was in Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler. Julia Fox, that's Marlon's wife in this movie. And she's really the puppet master, you could say. So you have Marlon, who's like currently the GOAT. He has all these rings. He has his wife. But then you have Julia Fox character who's also kind of like moving the strings a little bit with Cameron. Hey, you want to come out to this party with us tonight? There's going to be some girls, and it shows that Cameron didn't like cheat on his girlfriend. And then that's when that crazy scene too, where Marlon's Isaiah's character was like, "Do you fuck her?" And he's like, "No." And he's like, "If you're not willing to cheat on your girlfriend, how are you going to be him?" I was like, "What?" Like those sudden comedy moments, because there was previously early as well when they were like on that first day, he was like, "All right, get butt naked." Get butt naked. He's like, we're gonna measure you. They're doing the wingspan.
Do a physical. Yep.
Yeah, and then Marlon character, dude. To me, this is the joke that cracked me up the most. Marlon character looks at him like up and down, see his ass, and goes, "Nice meat," like something like some weird like. He's like, "Nice tone," and smacks him.
Because the doctor said his height and weight. He was like, "Oh yeah, like 6'5", like 210." He's like, "Oh yeah, big yellow nigga," and it slaps his cheeks.
You can breed them. Oh shit. Calm Mom's 4 years now.
Please don't say goodbye.
Bro, I was like, I was too stunned to speak, dude. I was like, there's no, and you hear the smack and it echoes throughout the facility. I was like,
wait a minute.
I was like, if there's baby oil next up, it's wraps.
Oh yeah, I'm leaving. I'm out. That was good. That was good.
There's also other things as well. The doctor. He was like, yeah, you want this injection? He like without even warning him, they inject him with stuff. They're taking blood samples from him, and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
So it's like there's
him up and something up.
Yeah. So that happens throughout like the weeks, and then eventually we get to another part where Marlon's every night he's like, all right, I'm gonna go watch film. That was another part of the movie where he's like, all right, guys, because like. There was one night, I think day 6, where they're like, we're going to have this big party, and the people who offered the contract to Marlon's character is like, the people who offered him that contract are going to be at this party. You want to come?
Yeah, like the team owner and other head honchos of the league. Yeah.
And then Marlon, once again, hey, I'm just going to go watch film. which we find out later what film is. And then so Cameron's character goes with
Julia Fox's character is
yeah,
wife.
they go to this party, and immediately you could tell something's off.
Yeah, they're like in a rundown shopping industrial area or something
like
that.
an old Publix, Winn-Dixie, whatever, King Super,
Yeah.
whatever you guys have in whatever state. It's basically run down, open the door, and it's like party vibes, and you're just like, oh shit.
Okay, yeah. That's when I started to get those like eyed wide shut, like Illuminati, like feeling stuff like that, 'cause it's a huge party and stuff like that. And she's leading him. She's like, okay, this is it. So she leads him up to like where like the big head honchos were sitting, and they all like, okay. So he has like his manager there, the team owner there, and some other people, and his manager is like, so they want to offer you a contract. The question is, do you take it? And he sits there and he thinks. He's like, yeah, I'll take it. And they all start handing out like drinks, and like he drinks the drink, but I noticed that like no one else drank the drink, only he did. And so from there on, you can tell that he was like drugged. He starts like the lights start getting blurry,
Dancing,
everything starts
yeah.
getting slurred. He starts dancing, stuff's getting weird. But like before that, the doctor was there, and he was like, "You sure you want to do this or something like that?"
Yeah, he's like,
and I
get
think
out, leave. Like, he's like, get out,
he's
leave.
like, run or something like that. And Julius Fox's character saw that, and she didn't like that at all. So like during like his moment, he was like all drugged and partying. I guess she goes and she kills the doctor. She cuts off his head. And he
Decapitated
discovers
him.
it. Yeah, and he gets all like confused and scared. Then like from there, I'm trying to remember where it goes from there. From there, it goes to the 7th day. Is that when he goes to sign the actual contract after that point?
Yeah, cause was the scene in the with the woman showing up that came up through the sauna, was that after or before?
Oh, good question. I'm trying to remember. It might
Cause
have
that
been-
was the party was day 6, I believe.
Okay, yeah. That might have been before when the woman showed up. So like when I stated earlier how like there was like those weird like zealots in front of like the compound and stuff like that who like praise Isaiah. They did not like Cameron's character at all because they saw him as like coming to take his position away. So they're like stalking him and stuff like that. So he's like in a sauna with Marlon's character Isaiah, and they're talking. And then eventually Isaiah's like, okay, I'm gonna go watch tape, and he leaves. And the whole time you see like the lady is like underneath like the bench. She's like laying down.
That
She
was
gets
creepy,
up,
though.
looks around. It was very creepy.
You can see her slowly, and you're like, oh shit, bro. And her two henchmen are in the back just watching.
Yep, outside the sauna. She goes and picks up one of those stones from the sauna, and she's like acting like she's about to hit him in the head again. I'm like, come on, dude, don't get clocked again. He opens his eyes, sees her, he dodges, he fights with her, then he just about almost like chokes her out. Then he's about to leave. Then Isaiah's character's there and he's watching. Then he goes and he's like, okay, get out of here. And like he's like, okay. And then like she goes to like make out with him, and like he grabs her by the throat and he like makes out with her. Then he like
Yanks
Hulk
her,
slams
dude.
her
Like
against the
Winter
wall.
Soldier vibes. Threw her to the wall and like hit her head. I was like, this man got strength.
Yeah, cooked. Then like her two little henchmen see, and they're all like, yeah. And he's like in this weird city. He's like, yeah, I live for this. And he's all like, yeah.
And he's like, leave, I'll take care of it.
Yep. It was very, very eerie. But those are like the small little moments I like. Those weird little eerie moments. You're like, is this really going on? Because like I was thinking about the movie, and I was thinking, did this all really happen, or is this all just like a figment of Cameron's imagination? 'Cause
Really?
there's
You thought
multiple
that?
scenes. Yeah, because there's multiple scenes where like when he was walking in the hallway, then like all the paparazzi came out of nowhere and like put the plastic bag over his head and
Oh,
were suffocating
yeah.
him. Then they disappeared. There was just small little moments he had where he was like hallucinating because he had this severe brain trauma. So I'm like, did this all really happen, or is this all just like a figment of his subconscious? Like, so is Isaiah a representation of his darker side, in which is that promise he made to his dad that he would become the football GOAT, even though he did not want to become the GOAT? Because they also go on to explain that like when he was younger, he told his dad that he didn't want to do this and he just only wanted to do it to make him proud, and he gave it up. But then his dad died, so he went back to living a dream to like keep that memory of his father alive. So it's almost like the two sides of him. So like his Cameron side is like his young innocent side, then Isaiah is like that darker side, which is him wanting to get that pursuit to become the GOAT. So like those two sides are clashing. So it's almost like this all could have just been like some weird hallucination as he fell deeper into madness from getting that severe brain injury. So I thought that was interesting. So it's a theory, you know.
Okay, I could definitely see that. Cause like yeah, throughout the days you see him like seeing other stuff too, like the mascots in the background and shit like that.
Yep.
Which, it might be true because like once we get to day 7, so the day after that party where the whole thing where he said he agreed to do it, he finally goes into the room where Marlon sees tape, and is basically a big eye with people just cheering him on. It's basically all it is, and that's when Marlon's character and Cameron basically fight. They have a one-on-one because throughout the movie they were also throwing hints of like there could only be one. There could only be one. It's like the Coliseum, so you kind of knew there was going to be a showdown between the two because you saw Marlon again like jealous throughout the movie. He was like, I don't know, like his wife was like, he seems a little jealous.
Yeah.
Because like the symbolism is like he had 1 more year left on his contract, so it's like so that's when we get the showdown between both of them. Broke his arm like crazy. So Marlon character broke Tyreek.
Yeah, his character's name's Cameron. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, but he had him in an arm bar, like if it was the UFC, and just yanked that bitch. And his arm, so like his arm got smacked, and then throughout the whole time, Marlon's like, "Are you the GOAT? I don't think you are. You're not him. I'm him." And I'm just like,
"I'm him."
Yeah, and then eventually, Cameron grabs the helmet, smacks Marlon in the head, beats him to death, and then he goes outside because Marlon previously like, "What I live for is being in that tunnel and heading to the light." Into the fans. And then so when Cameron does that, he basically sees all the people that he agreed with. He sees Julia Fox character, cheerleaders, other people on the board. Basically, they're like, "Hey, by the way, we basically groomed you since you were a kid.
Pause.
We made deals with your dad." Which honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they killed his dad.
Yeah, that's true too. To isolate him even more.
Yeah, so
you're right.
Because they're like, we caused the injury in your head because we wanted to isolate you in this area.
Remember when you were making out with your first girlfriend, and you came right as she touched your leg? It was me, Barry. I jerked you off at super speed so it'd seem like you nutted at just a woman's touch.
To get you to agree, right? So that's why it's like, okay, you see the deal go down. Basically, Cameron said, "Fuck that. I ain't doing that." And goes in like a weird John Wick mode. Like, dodges a hit, kills the mascot that had caused his head. Julia Fox character went out so sad. Because all the guys were like, I don't want to kill him. I can't do it. And she's like, "You guys are some bitches." Grabs a knife and falls on her dress. Stabs herself like right here. Dies. And I was just like... And this is where you get the...
Went outside.
No, yeah, dude, it was crazy. I saw that, I was like, there's no way. And then, yeah, big final battle, you could call it. He basically kills everyone. And then just... The main guy falls on the turf, which makes the symbol of, like, the devil, that star shape.
Oh, then read a pentagram.
Yes, and he falls. You see him, like, lined up, and he explodes, blood splatters, and then he just walks off, and the movie and the movie ends.
Yeah.
And that's where I was like, huh?
Yeah.
So, like...
There was definitely a weird supernatural element at the end because I guess that god they were praying to, I think it was like a bull or something like that. And like he left him alive and like he started to get controlled by some supernatural force and he fell on the thing, then he walked away, then he exploded. So that was a little random, but I guess that ties to like conspiracy theories. What people think the Illuminati, they like pray to like some weird supernatural entity or something like that because they were all wearing like pig masks and stuff like that.
Yeah,
being weird and stuff like that. But they didn't definitely. I feel like that's where I feel like they could have used some more time there. They would have like filled in some more backstory. They're like, oh yeah, sign the contract, and the contract would be like with this so like entity who gives them like special supernatural powers almost. Because there was that weird supernatural element, because when he woke up before he fought Marlon's character, they injected him with his blood and stuff like that. And I guess he said there too, because when he was in the room, he saw the different jerseys of the past goats. And I guess that goat blood is passed down to like the next goat. And it keeps that goat status alive in like certain characters and certain athletes and stuff like that to like reach that top level. So if they would have like expanded upon that more with like some weird supernatural element, I feel like that would have made the ending a little bit more stronger and like less, what's the word I'm looking for? Abstract, I guess. But I guess also too that leaves it open for interpretation, so we can talk about it and speculate on podcasts like this. So
Yeah. And that's what we're basically doing right now.
yeah,
Trying to think about like all the theories and inside like connections. But
Yep.
yeah, I mean, I thought that's basically the end of the movie. I give it a 3. I don't think it's one of those where I'm gonna go run to the theater to watch it again. It's like I watched it, I know what it is about.
Yep.
So that's where I sit.
Yeah. I sit on a 4. I probably won't run back out to like watch it either, but if I see it like on the shelf at like Walmart or something like that, or Barnes and Nobles, I'll definitely pick it up because it's like one of those weird movies that I like to add to like my collection of weird movies that have like cool cinematography and messages and stuff like that. I would definitely buy it.
Alright.
Would you buy it if you saw it on the stall, the stand?
I'm very, when it comes to like buying physical media, like full price, it has to be one of those where I really loved a lot, right?
Okay.
It's one of those.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, that is our review for him. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. You're not him. It's like that one meme of that one guy. You are not him. You buddy, you are not him.
You're not him. You're not that guy, pal.
You're not that guy, pal. You are not that guy.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
You are not him. Basically, that's what it was.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, yeah, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far into the review, thank you so much. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit the subscribe, like button if you haven't already. Hit that bell notification so you know the next time we'll post another video, right? And we'll see you guys in the next review.
Yes, sir.